Okay, I got all the pieces marked out on how I'm going to cut them. This is going to be a 5 by 4, so it's going to have a little depth because I'm going to try to make a rose quartz sword. I don't have the little handle either, the cross guard or the handle guard. I do got the handle, which I've started to sand. I do need to sand that. That's going to turn into the little, I can't think of what it's called. That's going to turn into the cross guard. That's going to turn into the little dill where the blade's actually going to sit in there for a little more stability. So once I get all those cut, I will be back. Okay, I got all the pieces cut out. I got what's going to be the hilt, which I'll need to glue those together and then sand them down, which will set on that, which is the handle. And I even got that semi-rounded out, which I might do a little more touch-up work on it. Finish sanding the handle too. Crap. Got the little cross guard done, which, like I said, is going to be a 5 by a 4, and I got the others cut out. Still need to glue all of it. I got what's going to rest on top of it where the blade's going to insert to add a little extra stability and give it a little more length. I got these parts that are going to go on the front and back of the blade. Then I've got these two portions that is actually going to be the blade. Those are going to kind of be resting on the back, so I can grind these down a little bit so it looks like a little blade. And then once I get all that done, I will start work on the handle guard. So once I get all that done and glued, I will be back. Once all the parts are glued, it is going to look something like that. I got this, which I'm going to grind down or sand down into hopefully a little rose kind of petal. Obviously, you've seen this plenty of times. I've got my 5 by 4, which will be the little cross guard. I've got the base that's going to sit on top of that and hold the blades in place, with that and that going to be on either side. That and that's going to be on the front and back to kind of be like a little guard for the blade. Got 2 sets of 3 glued, and then I've got that and that, which is going to actually go on the back to kind of help connect these two. So I'm going to have to cut a little bit off of that. I'll probably maybe not much, if it'll focus. We'll probably cut off that much, so like I said, these two will be connected a little better. It'll rest on top of that. So rest on top of that. I'm gonna sand this back down a little bit so it actually gives it a nice little curve. And then that and that. So once I get all that sanded down and put together, or at least somewhat, I will show an update. Okay, I got some of this sanded and started to glue some. I got my new little, what I like to call my little thimble. That's going to be the hilt. Got popped in the face a few times when I was sanding it because it didn't have a good hold. I glued the hilt with the handle. I could have done a better job, but I did add a little curve to it so that the blade does look like it's going in at least a little bit. Sanded that on top. I did glue this. I still have that piece I need to glue onto the front. And like I said, this part is going to go on the back like that. And then that's going to rest like that. And then that's going to be on the back. And like I said, I'll have to take off that much. But overall, I think it's looking pretty good. And then, of course, once everything gets done, I'm still going to try to make the little hand guard that'll go from, which I could do now, and make sure that's all finished and then just glue it together as is. But it'll go from here and go up and at least to maybe right there. But I'm going to let that dry a little bit more before I even attempt to do something like that. So once I get that done and maybe the start of the guard started, I will show an update. Okay, one more video. Got the handle with the hilt and the cross guard done. On the blade, I've sanded that down so it actually looks more like a blade. Still no point, but it's I really doubt I'm gonna do anything more with that. Maybe sand it down a little more for final touches. And then this is what's gonna be the little handle guard. I decided to go with something slim and simple, but overall I think it's gonna work. Once I get that sanded, that glued to that, and all of it put together, I will do a final video. And the final product is that. Still got probably a little more sanding to do right there. But overall, I'm going to count this as done.